So my version of the story, I mean, you actually did a lot better than I thought you would.
What the fuck does that mean?
You were very detailed, which is impressive. I didn't think I thought it was literally gonna be like, yo, we met at a bar. My version of the story, I had just gotten a job back at my old work, and I was like, you know, the new girl, didn't know anybody, and I was cocktail waitressing, so I had this like really, how would you describe the outfit? I wore like a bright purple corset and like
it was revealing.
Black shorts or black tights and boots. Yeah, it was a very like sexy work outfit, if we're being honest.
It was.
It was. I think I still have the corset somewhere probably. Oh. It was a nice corset. So I didn't really know anyone. I was being trained as a cocktail waitress, and I noticed that everyone was always giving the bar back all kinds of shit. Like he was just, everyone was like, Rick! It was, no matter if anything went wrong, it was always Rick's fault. Like he was just the little brother behind the bar that everybody loved. And I noticed that about him. Like you said, one night I got off work and I sat to eat my food, and I was like, this guy behind the bar, he's the only one that I haven't met yet. I'm moving this over, by the way. So I literally sat down and I looked at you and I was like, I'm gonna sit here and talk to you. And you were like cleaning a glass, and you said, okay. And so I introduced myself.
Yep.
And I said, I'm Hayli, and you said, I'm Rick, and you shook my hand. And we talked for like a little while, and during this conversation, like, I could just kind of tell that you were into it. Like, I could read you pretty easy. And I was sitting there, sitting there thinking, like, my first impression of you, I've told you this before, my first impression of Rick was that he was gonna be like the needy guy who was gonna blow up my phone and be like super attached. And so at the end of that conversation, when you asked for my number, or you gave me your number, no, it was both. You asked my number, then I got yours. I remember thinking like, oh fuck, he's gonna totally blow up my phone, isn't he? And but you didn't. You didn't. I was so happy because like you texted me and you
all
like,
right, let's get something straight.
No. Let me finish my story.
Whoa, let's get something straight, guys. I was a good 175. I was a fucking stud.
You're still a stud.
I was a fucking stud.
But just you being a stud does not change the fact that the impression I got.
Right, but I was a fucking stud. So I mean, you're thinking, oh man, he's gonna blow up my phone. BS. I got other bitches' phones to blow up.
Okay, that wasn't how it went. I honestly, he just seemed the type that was gonna like, he seemed like the nice guy who was gonna, you know, be like,
whatever.
Auditioning, blah, blah, blah. And so we exchanged numbers, but he wasn't like that, not even a little bit.
Freaking quack.
You gave me your number, and then we like talked a little bit that night, and that was it. And then, so then like a week later, I was hanging out with Jocelyn. Remember that? She was at my apartment, and we were gonna have like this hot tub thing, and I was like, I should invite Rick. So I texted you.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, Rick, and you texted back and you were like, hi. And I told you that this hot tub thing was happening, and you were like, okay, cool, let's do it. And then it like didn't happen for some reason.
Yep.
And so I texted back and I was like, yeah, I guess it's not happening. And then you were like, oh, okay. And it wasn't until, you know, the whole butt grabbing incident and
oh wait, was that before?
Yeah, that was before the butt grabbing incident.
Oh, that's right. I think I told Danny that you invited me, and he was like, smash.
And it wasn't until that night when we were at the bar and it was a slow night and we were like, let's get drunk, that you came over. And I remember on the way to the car, because we woke off around the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah, we had the discussion that we were gonna go back to my place, we were gonna drink, that you would stay the night because I didn't want you drinking and driving.
Yep.
And when we got to the parking garage, I stopped you, and I was like, just so you know, nothing's happening tonight. That was the first night that he came over and we hung out, and we sort of didn't leave each other alone for the next 8 months.
Yeah, she was the needy one, it turns out.
Okay, that is not what happened.
I know you work today, but do you want to come to the apartment before you go to work today and we can hang out? I guess.
That is not what happened. Let's talk about what actually happened, because it's supposed to be my version of the story, not his. We just, after that first night, we realized that we really enjoyed each other's company a lot, and started hanging out more, and just like, I think it was the next day that we were like, oh yeah, I was like, I don't want people at work to know that we're like hanging out or whatever. So So let's just be like, keep it on the DL. And then I was like, but we should go see a movie today.
Yeah. Again, for those of you that don't know, we worked in a movie theater. We went to see this movie at that movie theater.
And we showed up together. So I went from, let's keep it on the DL, to people are gonna be like, why are Rick and Haley showing up together?
Let's go see a movie. I was like, all right. And I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care.
No, you didn't give a shit.
I didn't care.
It was only me that wanted to keep it on the DL. And it was about, I don't know, maybe like 10 days later, like a week and a half later that we made it official. We'd been hanging out almost every day during that time because we worked together and
no, it was more than that, wasn't it? I thought it was like a month.
No.
You don't think so?
No, it was immediate.
Okay.
It was immediate. Because we threw a birthday party for one of my friends who he also knew from high school.
Yep.
And
that was fun.
Everybody was drunk and
oh yeah.
And what did you do that night, Rick?
That night.
What did you say to me?
That night.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember, do you?
Why don't you refresh my memory?
Oh. Rick dropped the L-bomb that night.
Oh, yay.
I had been talking to my cousin about him, and she asked if I liked him, and I said, I think I love him.
Easy. So guys, this is how you get the girl.
Easy?
This is how you get the girl. You go up to her, grab that ass. Make sure she knows you're in charge, okay? Then, get up real close to her face. Pretend like you're gonna kiss her. See if she lets you. If she backs up, okay, get on to the next one. If she lets you get in close, then you know what? You pursue. Give her your number. Make sure you leave a good impression, all right? Wait, don't seem too eager here, all right? That is key. Make sure you have patience, okay? She will eventually contact you, like she'll wanna hang out or do something, right? Because you're playing hard to get, all right? So this is what you guys do. Patience, wait for her to make the first move. I wanna hang out. Boom, in, do it. Get some alcohol. Remember guys, don't be shy here, all right? You have to be confident. Women love confidence. So make sure that when she invites you over and you go over, you have to be that suave motherfucker, right?
Suave, like the fucking hair stuff?
She has to, suave. You have to be a suave motherfucker. She has to look at you and you have to just exude confidence. You have to know you're the man.
I would just like to acknowledge
once you know
the
you're
fact
the
that
man,
you started this by saying, grab that ass.
Grab that ass, all right? You have to know you're the man. Then she's gonna talk for a bit, all right? Blah, blah, blah. Let her. Okay, this is your chance to show her that you are a good listener. Women love good listeners.
Oh my God,
okay?
it's real.
Then, about 5 minutes into it, just kiss her. And then it takes off from there, all right? That, my friends, is step-by-step directions on how to get your dream girl. You're welcome.
Am I your dream girl?
Yes. See? It worked for me. It worked for you too. Doctors hate me.
Doctors hate me, he knows. God, I forgot, I totally lost where I was on my story. Ah,
that's right.
Back to where were we? The L word. Yeah, I knew I loved you right then and there.
Look at that, guys. Follow my simple steps. Follow my simple steps.
It's kind of funny though.
You will meet your dream girl.
It's just funny because I knew from the very first like
week
that I knew you were the one. I was like, okay, this is it. Just because our chemistry was so different from anything else I'd ever experienced. Like, I was used to having boyfriends who treated me like shit, if we're being honest. Like, everything from talk down to me, condescending, to, you know, body shaming me, to, you know, basically making me feel like I was a piece of shit and not worth anything at all. To guys that I would fight with and just like have that negative, that really negative experience with, and with you and I, it just sort of, I don't know, it just worked, everything. Like, we were just totally in sync with each other, from how affectionate we are, to our personalities, to our humor.
Yep.
Everything just sort of, like, it just felt right. And I hadn't felt that with anybody else before, ever. Like, they always say, like, relationships take work, which they do, but love shouldn't take work. Love should be easy. Like, you and I fight about stupid shit and we work through it, and I can be a bratty bitch and totally get on your nerves, and you deal with it and we get past it. But ultimately,
vice versa, I can be a bratty guy as well.
But when you and I have our issues, it's we figure it out. But when it comes down to just how we are together and our personalities,
Yeah, we're pretty in sync.
Everything just kind of works.
Yep, everything does.
Yeah. That's our love story. We're cute.
We're cute.
GG.
GG. Mwah.
I love you.
Love you too, baby.
All right. That was good. We can do a lot with that.